सभी को नमस्ते. Welcome listeners. So here we will try to understand nature of Indian Constitution. What is the nature of Indian Constitution? There is a huge difference of opinion among different jurists, as some jurists don't consider it as pure federal but term it as quasi-federal, as has been by Kenneth Sevier. Jennings termed it as a federation with a strong centralizing tendency. McVinney called it essentially unitary, but writers like Sauer and Newman called it a federal constitution. Didi Vasu termed it as the constitutional system of India is basically federal, but of course with striking unitary features. Even the Supreme Court of India has time and again laid down that the kind of federalism followed and practiced in United States of America is not a part of the basic structure of the Indian Constitution. The federalism in India is quite unique and is interpreted and practiced according to the needs of Indians. Here, it is very important to understand meaning of terms unitary and federal. According to traditional classifications, constitution can be either unitary or federal. When we talk about the basic principles of federalism, it is the division of power, that means between the center and the state, are not subordinate to each other, but they have to coordinate. They will work independently in their own spheres and will try to achieve common goals. Now, to be a federal constitution, there are certain essential characteristics which we will see to what extent Indian constitution fulfill these essential characteristics. First is the supremacy of the constitution. Undoubtedly, Indian constitution has been declared as the sovereign or supreme law of the land. Every law within the territory of India derives its validity from the Constitution of India. Article 13, Clause 2 of the Indian Constitution provided that the state shall not make any law which takes away any of the rights guaranteed under Part 3 of the Indian Constitution, and it violates, then the law is considered as void. Second essential feature is the distribution of powers between the center and the state. And in Indian Constitution, this division has been incorporated by way of three lists, that is Union list, State list and Concurrent list, which are in the 7th schedule of the Constitution. And when we talk about the Union list, only the central government deals with the issues mentioned in this list, and for the state list, state government legislate on the areas mentioned in this list. And when we talk about concurrent list, it contains subjects where both center and the state can function. This concept is borrowed from the Canadian Constitution. Another important feature of the federal constitution is the written constitution. And again, we can have following reasons for a written constitution in federalism. First is, since the federal nature of the constitution involves a lot of contracts, hence it would be impractical not to have these in written form. Secondly, to maintain the supremacy of the constitution, it is imperative to have a written constitution. Thirdly, written constitution brings stability in the overall governance of the country. Fourth feature is the rigidity. This is another important feature for federalism, that the method of amendment should be rigid, otherwise the basic principles of constitution will always be under threat. However, there is a difference between rigidity and inflexibility. because constitution is an organic document and should also be flexible enough to accommodate according to the changing needs of the society, and Indian constitution fulfill both these needs quite perfectly. And another feature of federalism is the authority of courts. And when we talk about the has the final, because in the federalism the judiciary has the final authority to interpret the constitution. The reason being that only an independent authorized authority will be able to resolve the dispute between the center and state impartially. And if we talk about Indian constitution, judiciary has been authorized as guardian of the Indian constitution and has been authorized under article 131 to exercise such powers. In the rest part in next video.